What? We're on. We're live.
And we're live. Welcome to another episode of the Live Clean and Fight Dirty show. To gi or not to gi? That is the question. Right now, the jiu-jitsu community is going bonkers about whether or not they should be using gis or no gis, with real famous Brazilian jiu-jitsu players like Gordon Ramsay saying stuff like, no gi, that gi is dying. No one's doing gi anymore. It's completely useless. And the gi guys are fighting back, saying, no, it's completely useful for self defense, which is a weird thing to say, if you ask me, but we'll return to the professionals in a sec here. So, this begs the question, what should you be training in? What's the best uniform to train in? T-shirts, gis, no gis? Are gis really antiquated as it is? I don't know. Let's turn over to the experts. UFC coach John Hackleman and Kaja Kimball, black belt, traditional background. He wears a black gi. Let's see if he's biased or not biased on this. But he trains UFC fighters and they wear rash guards. They go shirtless. Should I be fighting shirtless? What's more practical for self defense? John?
Um, I think it's two things. I think gi no gi. Obviously, everyone thinks jujitsu, and I don't have an opinion one way or another about that. I know a lot of jujitsu guys all the way to the top of the food train, like Laborio and Mario Sperry and the Noguera brothers. So I've talked to a lot of people, uh, and it's 50-50. Some people think it's great. Some people, it's a different look. And some people even say wearing a gi when they're training in jujitsu, just jujitsu, it even helps them for their MMA fights. They definitely say it works for the street. I don't know why, because in the street, most people are going to be t-shirt or shirtless in a attack. So I don't know why that would help, but they say it does. Something about the collar, something about the I don't know what it is. So for jujitsu, I think the real traditional jujitsu, there's a place for a gi, and it looks cool. It looks better to me. And then when they do the other, I don't even think that's no gi jujitsu. I think that's just grappling, you know, like judo. I mean, why don't they have a gi in jujitsu or judo? That's part of the workout. That's part of the uniform that they wear. I mean, baseball is not complaining, and they don't wear different things like tank tops and shit. Football has uniforms. Just about every sport, especially team sports, have uniforms. All the martial arts um, um, wear gis traditionally, but not non-traditionally. So you can go back and forth on that one. But I think if it's a jiu-jitsu tournament, you should wear a gi. If it's a grappling tournament, you should wear whatever you want. Rash guard, no shirt, whatever. But I don't think it's a jiu-jitsu match if they're wearing no gi. It just does. It's not. They wear gis. There's a jujitsu gi. You know what I mean? I guess if they did that with judo and then karate tournaments, and then there could be a gi no gi for the tournaments, because it's a pain in the ass even just striking wearing a gi. You can have much more range of motion and much better techniques without a gi. So should they have gi no gi karate tournaments, gi no gi judo tournaments, gi no gi? I don't know. Do they have that in sambo?
Sambo's a mess. So Sambo has a bunch of different divisions. They do. Sambo has a gi, no gi,
Do
and
they have
MMA
like position?
modified traditional Sambo, because the traditional Sambo doesn't allow certain moves. It can only allow straight arm locks and certain leg locks. So to accommodate the changes of martial arts, they have like an MMA division now, and they've just like keep adding and changing to keep up with the times.
So it seems like it just confuses things, and why would you have a no gi division in jiu-jitsu? I mean, when I just it's a grappling division, and that's fine. It could be at a jiu-jitsu tournament, but I don't think it's jiu-jitsu without a gi on. Just like I don't think it's judo without a gi on. Taekwondo they don't, they wear a gi, and so does Kyokushin, and I don't know. So I think the sports should wear the gi. If, and I think for training, I think gis are, I think they make you look better, your gym look better. I think it make your students look better. I don't think with little kids running around with their little clothes on and then it's like, and then put a belt over it. I mean, that's fine, but you don't look like a martial artist and you don't have that. I think it adds to the discipline and the uniformity. I mean, kind of like, like regular school, you just can wear whatever, right? But then when they start getting a little more, a little higher end, like private schools and military schools and boarding schools, things that are a little step up from public school, they start wearing uniforms, right?
And then I,
I don't know.
I have I
I
have
think
to correct myself real quick. I said the wrong name. I'm surprised you didn't call me out on this. I said instead of Gordon Ryan, I called him. I thought instead of Gordon Ryan, I called him Gordon Ramsay. That's the cook, the professional cook. It was
oh,
Gordon Ryan. That's
who is it?
really Gordon Ryan, who's he's
Oh, he's a jujitsu guy.
yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. Um
And Gordon Ramsay's a cook.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay, that guy was in Hell's Kitchen. So
Oh,
Gordon Ryan, to get the names right, is John Danaher's student. And he runs John Danaher. He runs one of the top Brazilian jiu-jitsu teams,
okay.
um, right out there right now. So like everyone's really all about, like in the jiu-jitsu community, they're all about whatever he says because it's the Death Squad DDS. They make the most money on their instructionals, and they've been very successful in the community. So they have this no-gi push because, well, that's what they compete in, and that's what they're making a lot of money. So it's funny that you're saying like the sports side of it, they should keep it gi, but the argument that the no-gi guys are making, specifically uh, Gordon Ryan, to say his name correctly, is that they're making more money in no gi competitions. That gi
Yeah.
competitions aren't making as much money. That the IBJJF has made it very difficult for them to make more money. And now because no gi is merging more with MMA guys, they can bring in some of the MMA guys to their big shows. And a lot of the MMA guys don't want to do gi, so
But
they
basically, it's grappling. It's just grappling. They're taking, if they're going that far away from their traditions, then it's grappling. So I think if you're going to grapple, it's more comfortable and probably more efficient to not wear the gi. But I think it's doing a disservice to, um, I don't know if it's doing a disservice to. I think it's doing a disservice to the martial art aspect of it. So I think it should be jujitsu's gi, grappling's no gi, and you can be in the same tournament. That's how I feel about it. And for people that just train traditional students, I think they should wear the gi. And then if it's too hot one day or a sparring day, sparring day is a bit much with the equipment you got to put on. So we let them wear you know pit pants and a t-shirt because it's just wearing a gi is cumbersome. It's like not comfortable. You can't, but it's traditional, and I think it's good to do that at least once a week. Get your students out there all looking sharper, and then when they spar and stuff, you put in the gi the shin pads over the gi pant. Takes too long. We used to do it, but then it's like okay, we'll give them one day where they don't, but we don't call it no gi. It's just we don't do it because of oh, we get the it's easier basically, and that's why we do it, and that's why no gi guys started that because it's too hot and it's a pain in the ass to wear the gi, so they don't wear it. It's not the same tournament anymore. So I mean, it's not a jujitsu tournament anymore. There's no collar, sleeve. They just so they're changing it, but they want to keep the name the same to because they want to pretend it's the same, but it's not the same. It's like if you did a boxing match and then changed a rule or two, it's not boxing anymore. So I don't know. I like it for my school. I think it looks good. I think the kids should wear them, and if they don't wear a gi, they should wear a uniform. Like pit shirt, pit pants, or at least same color, you know. And I think students, I mean, if you don't wear either, and you just don't even wear it again, you just have a belt over your pants. Yeah, I don't know. That just looks. I don't
Well,
know.
here, let's go to the comments because I'm going to say the comments. One of the Pit Black Belt, and I know you know this guy. He says, I like gi training. Wearing a gi and belt shows rank. Imagine going to a martial arts dojo and not knowing who's what rank. Um, and that's going back to what you just said. I don't like the look of a t-shirt with a belt. It bothers me. Like aesthetically bothers me. But what he just said is what comes up. A lot in Japan, it's really hot. So going back to your practicality issue, like I almost feel bad telling my students, okay, you got to wear the gi in 96-degree weather in our giant warehouse that the air conditioner doesn't work really well in because of how hot and humid it is during the summer. So they end up taking off their gi tops. Some of them start coming in shorts. It's hot, but like you said, it does look tacky. Like, yeah, you get to see your rank. We already know what the ranks are.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So
who cares about the rank?
I already know what the ranks are. I know who I promoted them. They know their ranks. Like, in my opinion, if they take off their belt, I know what your rank is. If anything, in some cases, we just bow in with the belts because of tradition. And then before the sparring, here's another thing. Like, okay, well, maybe I'm taking this question a little too far. Have you had your guys spar? You said you like to take it off, but even the belt itself, as part of the uniform, it just starts falling off. I don't know how it works out for you guys, but it starts falling off. And when my guys start sparring, when my girls and guys and kids start sparring with belts on, even without the gi, it starts to fall off. I'm picking up belts, I'm putting them to the side. And in the Kajikembo traditional rule, if you drop your belt, you got to do 20 push-ups. I mean, I don't enforce that, but this is where things get really complicated when I'm following tradition. So here's the other comment. I prefer no gi for real world or MMA. The gi becomes a weapon. It's a sport gi, BJJ, but there's no guarantee the person in the street will be wearing a long sleeves or a jacket. Both are still great. So this brings in the first part of the question. What about how does all this relate to self-defense, John?
Um, I I think it doesn't. I mean, it's just I think it has to do with the sport of jujitsu, that part of it, and then for your martial arts school, I don't think you have to wear the exact unless you wore a special thing. You had to walk around with high heels, like a lot of guys do nowadays, anyway. But unless you had to walk around with high heels or wear a dress or something, I mean, you're gonna get jumped in you're just gonna get jumped wearing regular clothes, so you don't have to wear some special for the street, it's just that's what you're wearing, and you'll probably be wearing shoes, which you won't be in the gym. Um, your pants, I don't know what kind of pants you wear, but it'll be pretty much the same. And a gi top isn't that much different. It is hotter. Like if you're in fucking in the Sahara Desert or something, then wear a lighter gi. But I mean, we are trying to make our students tougher. So, like I said, unless it's 130 degrees or some, and you're wearing a Tokado gi, I don't think that's that big of a deal. In Hawaii, Kaja Kempo days, that's all you wore, and everybody had black heavy gis, and they had like lines of sweat because they don't have fucking 5 gis, so they can't wear. Sometimes you gotta wear them 2 3 days in a row, and you hang it up when you get home, and then it dries, and you get the sweat. So the salt from the sweat is, lined on your gi, and that's just the way it was. It's just like people survived it. It's not as comfortable, but people survived it, and not everybody has to go for comfort all the time now. You can be a little fucking uncomfortable, and that's how I feel about that. I don't feel like it's a big deal that you have to wear whatever, but I think a gi looks good in your dojo. And if you don't wear a gi, they should be wearing the same color pants and shirt, even if it's shorts. and you shouldn't wear a belt over your fucking clothes because that's not what it's for. And who has to know your rank? If it's all your school, they know your rank. And if somebody comes in, they don't have to spot everybody's rank. You know what they could do? Ask them, "What? Hey, what's your rank?" Bing. So that's how I feel about that.
So, what do you feel about the self-defense element of it? I heard a lot of gi jiu-jitsu guys argue that the gi gives you more practical self-defense applications because no gi, if you practice jiu-jitsu with a gi or no gi, then no gi, most likely the person in a self-defense street fight scenario is going to be wearing regular clothes that you can grab onto.
Yeah, I don't know what you call regular, but it's usually the average person wears a t-shirt and pants, whether that be shorts or depends where you are, depends on the heat. But almost no one, unless they're in the winter, then they're wearing a jacket and a sweatshirt or a jacket or something, and then in the summer they're not. So half the time they are wearing that. But I mean, first of all, it's in jujitsu. There's a lot of jujitsu stuff for their geese, but jujitsu is not a self-defense. It's a sport. You know what I mean? So it's a sport. So if you're training for street situations, wear a fucking jacket if that's what you want to do. But a gi, it's not exactly like a gi. There is no belt. So if you want to go there all the way. But I don't think it really matters that much. And like I said, jujitsu doesn't do it for the self-defense aspect. Jujitsu is a sport. It's not even for self-defense. It's like, you know what I mean? It's really not. I mean, they don't even do they even bob or weave or flip a punch? No, it's because it's a sport, and in their sport, there is no punching. In the street, there is. So, it might cover the grappling aspect of it, but it does nothing for the beginning of the fight, which 99% start swinging.
Well, I know that Hawkeye, he's a big combatives guy. And he's also a Kajikembo guy, but he doesn't he'd rather for all his seminars, he's always since he's combatives, he's always just wearing either khakis, camo pants, and a black t-shirt, and that's his thing. Like
Yeah.
it's all about wearing street clothes with him.
Yeah, with a
Um
seminar.
yeah, his seminars, his training,
Yeah, if I'm doing a
his thing.
seminar, I'll wear street clothes. Well, street clothes means gi bottom because that's where I'm all the time. But I'm wearing just gi bottoms and a t-shirt, and if my regular wear was jeans, I'd wear them for a seminar because I don't have to wear gi for that. But I am when I'm in my dojo, I'm wearing a gi, and that's the way I'm gonna teach, and so that's the way I expect my students to wear is that as well. I think it looks better and it's more congruent in the martial arts. The martial arts ohana. I think the feel of it is better with a gi, and I don't think it's a big deal. It's like if it's too hot, wear a thinner gi, and if it's really that hot, yeah, take off your fucking gi, and they got to wear a school shirt that's all together. They should be uniform.
And it's funny, Hawkeye for his seminars tells everyone to wear street clothes. He says, "Don't bring your gi. Don't bring." He tells them, "Come in your street clothes." Like not just him. Like, he tells those people for the seminar, "Come in the street clothes. Wear street
Isn't it
clothes."
a self-defense seminar?
Yeah, it's a self-defense seminar, but he
Oh,
does
what else
combatives.
would he teach? What else would they wear?
The for a seminar,
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess it depends on the seminar. Most places, though, like for example, if you're going to do a jujitsu seminar, you're going to be wearing a
but this
jujitsu gi.
is self-defense.
Yeah, he's a combatives guy.
Yes.
So
Why would anybody ever wear a gi?
yeah, well,
They probably won't.
that's a topic for a different episode, John. Why would you wear a gi to a seminar? Is it why would right? Why would you? But there are guys that do it.
Right, but yeah, but I think people wear gis because they like to wear gis. Like
Yeah,
I wear a gi. I was wearing my gi yesterday
yeah.
in town. I was wearing a gi in town, And then somebody said, "Oh, that must be John Hackleman because I wear my gi in town." And it doesn't have a meaning. It's just I like to wear it. Like if you were a soccer player, you might wear your soccer uniform after you done practice. You might wear it to the store. Nobody says, "Oh, he's wearing his soccer uniform." So I wear my gi. But I don't think you should have to wear it in a self defense anything. But you should if it's a jiu-jitsu tournament, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you go to a jiu-jitsu tournament or a seminar for that matter, there's no way they won't let you participate. If you showed up in your street clothes,
Yeah.
they think you're insane. You lost your mind. They think you're like some homeless person trying to crash the party. Like, get the hell out of here. So the pit black belt says, I've trained a lot with no gi guys. Oh, no gi guys only. Okay, so let's really clarify this. He's talking about guys who only do no gi. And they aren't used to getting grabbed. They're really unfamiliar with the grips and don't know how to deal with them. There's that.
I know, but if they're a no-gi guy, why should they give a shit about the grips? Like
Oh,
if
ooh.
you fight a Muay Thai guy, he's not going to be familiar with a double leg. So why would a no-gi guy have to worry about fucking grips at all? I mean, he doesn't, right? He's a no-gi guy. So he's a grappler, you know? If you want to be a jiu-jitsu guy and do with the gi, you have to get familiar with the grips because that's part of the game. It's not part of the no-gi grappling game, but it is part of the gi jiu-jitsu game.
I guess it really comes down to if you feel that jiu-jitsu should be for self-defense. That's really what it
It's
comes down
not.
to. And Hickson Gracie would argue that modern jiu-jitsu is not. Even Hickson Gracie says the same thing. Hickson
Yeah.
Gracie feels that the original jiu-jitsu, the Gracie jiu-jitsu that he did, was about self-defense. His father Helio was all about self-defense. All the Gracie family was about self-defense. Part of a rite of passage was fighting in Vale Tudo to prove that you can use jiu-jitsu in a fight. And they also
But
encouraged a lot
then
of street fighting
but
too for
then
them.
but then during a jiu-jitsu tournament, was it a fight or was it just
They would
grappling?
they would not. So look, and here's the thing: they distinguished for so Hickson Gracie. I'm reading his book right now. The family was required to compete in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments that they put together because they're the ones who created it. And if they were going to get their black belt, they also had to fight in Vale Tudo. So
So
they were
Vale Tudo, so then
they had to.
they had to use their Muay Thai, their boxing, and their Jiu-Jitsu in a Muay Thai in a Vale Tudo fight. But
It
if
was
they could, what if they could only use the Jiu-Jitsu? They would get killed.
yeah. So again, he was saying that what they felt was since their jiu-jitsu was supposed to be for self-defense and they were mixing, he talks about how they were mixing sambo, they were mixing kickboxing, they were mixing karate in their version of this before it became a sport. That's what they did. So you fast forward to now, and I think that's why you hear this argument because and now there's so many generations away from that. Like maybe some of them are still, applying it for self-defense. Maybe some people are. I'd say in America, a lot of the jiu-jitsu schools will cross train and do kickboxing, Muay Thai, and do MMA.
Then it's not Jiu-Jitsu, so it
But
has nothing to do with Jiu-Jitsu. So what this guy is saying is, he said, I took my Jiu-Jitsu and I mixed it with other things, and I did Valley Tudo, but he's still, why did he have to mix it? Why isn't it self-contained? Because Jiu-Jitsu has nothing to do with a street fight, only if you
Hickson,
mix it, right?
Hickson Gracie would. If we should get Hickson, if you know Hickson, we should get him on here because
But
Hickson
you just
Gracie.
said
Hi-
he had to learn the striking and the other stuff to
no,
enter the Valley Tudo.
Hickson Gracie says that their jujitsu had striking. That they're
Oh,
they're
okay.
the ones
So
and they're
that's
the
different.
ones and they're the ones who created jujitsu. It'd be one thing for a modern guy to say this, but for a Gracie to say no, that's we were learning striking. What the new guys are doing is what you just said. It's the sport of jujitsu.
Hmm.
They're doing the sport of jiu-jitsu. We never intended for that. We intended to create a complete martial art where we mix.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
he's that's and
they went awry somewhere because
yeah, it
it
really,
took a wrong turn.
that's what he's saying. Like people, and now it's funny to see that the modern jiu-jitsu community attacking Hickson for saying saying that his level of jiu-jitsu is lower, and him saying, "Well, you guys can't fight. You guys never learn how to fight. You guys are doing the sport thing that."
Uh,
So it's interesting. Okay, more comments. Uh, Pit Black Belt. Kumu John often wears his gi in public. Yeah, he just said it. You're right. That's There is honor wearing the gi and a privilege. I earned it and I'm proud of it, says Jesse A. Pit Black Belt. In the street, people will grab anything. There it is, more of that self-defense aspect. Mr. Awak. The honor of wearing a gi is getting into bunkai territory when it comes to practicality. Nothing wrong with wearing a gi, but I want what's best for practicality. Okay, there it is. There it is.
There
There
you
it
go.
is.
I go with that.
Yeah. All right.
We got
So
any more questions?
so far, no more questions. So we're
What?
gonna so we're gonna make a quick announcement here, everyone. Thank you very much for supporting the Pit uh Live Clean, Fight Dirty show. We are going to continue to do the show. We're not going to stop the show. So this announcement is not, I don't want you to think we're going to stop the show. However, we are no longer going to do it live. Now, if you still have comments, we're still going to be posting on the same day. So still look forward to an episode coming out at this time on this day every week. So it'll be coming around around 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, like we've always done it. Probably closer to 5:30, depending on how long it takes us to upload it. But it will be uploaded every Wednesday before 6 o'clock. Now, if you have any questions or comments, you can comment them there. Any questions related to that topic or not. And I will be looking at those comments and bringing them into next week's episode. So please keep that in mind as we move forward. Oh, wait, before we go, he's asked you this before. Pit Black Belt, how do you like your eggs, John?
You know what? I changed that. Actually, that's a good question because when I go through my phases, and eggs is every morning, but it used to be sunny side up with two corn tortillas. I mean, two quesadillas with corn tortilla. Lately, I've been kind of staying away from the corn tortilla. I'm just trying to clean it up just a little bit for a while. Then I'm going to jump back in. So right now, check it out: 3 pieces of bacon, scrambled eggs with cheddar cheese in it. Every morning, nothing ever changes. That's how I do it. Three
Ooh.
pieces of bacon and 5 scrambled eggs with cheddar cheese.
Oh, I have issues with high blood pressure genetically. I can't do that. I'm jealous. That's all I gotta say. I have it.
What can you do?
I'm jealous.
What can you do?
I can't have bacon. I
Why?
I
That's
my
not that
I
that's
don't know.
old.
I
That's
don't I
old
don't know
school.
why. I don't know why. Well, no, I do know why. I have a history. My father, grandfather, all of them had high blood pressure. So whenever I start eating bacon, whenever I start eating too many eggs, and I go to the doctor, my blood pressure's out the roof, and my doctor freaks out every time.
Huh. I
So
will bet you anything it's not because of that.
I hope so.
I'll bet
Well,
you.
well, here's the funny thing: when I do stop eating, when I stop eating bacon and I limit the eggs, my blood pressure goes right back to normal. My cholesterol goes right back to normal. Just bacon and eggs just don't agree with my
There's,
cholesterol, and
cholesterol, but then
yeah.
why is cholesterol bad?
No,
That's another
I looked at the LDL, HDL, the
yeah.
good cholesterol and the bad cholesterol, and yeah, for me, for my body, it's just I can get away with other stuff, but I can't get away with bacon. I
Yeah.
I can't. I tried. I love it, but I can't.
I'm not gonna no matter what. If as long as
And I'm
I
not
keep
telling.
pushing
Hey,
my
if your numbers are good, I'm telling you, your numbers. I'm not talking about your body. I'm talking about my body. If your numbers are good, then please do it for both of us.
what can you eat instead of bacon? What eggs? What can you eat instead of eggs?
No, I can still eat eggs. I just can't eat as many. So I
Oh,
used to, I used to, I used to love my go-to breakfast used to be two eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, and a carb of some sort.
and that
Either
carb is a culprit.
the carb, it's the
The
carbs,
carb is a culprit.
it's the
But
carb.
anyway,
Either way.
um,
So before we go, okay, wait. People are asking questions. Sorry, everyone has high blood pressure, right? Zen Baron, what's the Facebook page? Oh, the Facebook page is at John Hackleman. Very simple. If you type in John Hackleman into Facebook, you'll find him. And he does lives there all the time, every day practically. Like every other day, he's doing a live. You don't believe me? Check. And then
Like,
also, and he does it on Instagram too. Every other day, he's doing a live on Instagram. And
not on
also,
Instagram, on Reels.
oh, you do reels. Okay, you're doing reels.
But
You don't
now
do.
I put them on Instagram like once every 10 times, but I usually just keep it on Reels.
Okay, so usually I'm
But if
sorry.
we cut them, I'm gonna start. You've been trimming them
Yeah,
up
I
good.
trim them. I trim them up,
I'm,
and yeah,
I'm gonna start putting them on now as a post.
yeah. But if you want to talk to him live, that's what they're asking.
Yeah.
Facebook at John Hackleman, and also, I mean, John. Every so once in a while, we'll talk about this. He's probably going to still go on YouTube and do a live from his phone, so you can talk to him personally about whatever's on his mind. So if he ever wants to do that too, he can jump between those. But those won't be scheduled. To just keep an eye out for that, or maybe they will. We need to find. We're going to have a conversation about that. We're mostly talking about this specific show. We'll continue. It's not being canceled or anything. We're just moving to a recorded format.
And if you got anything out there that you want us to discuss, or we could even we can still have a guest.
Mhm.
It just won't be live.
Yeah, everything's the same.
Yeah, so we might still have a guest, and if you want any kind of questions asked, or if you want a technique shown, or some kind of thing you want shown, we can still do it. It just won't come out live.
Yeah. Zen, so I can ask questions? Yes, you can, Zen. You can ask questions. So you can ask him on John Hackleman on Facebook. And also, if you see this video, post your comments. I'm going to be looking at the Live Clean Fight Dirty show and bringing in your question just next week. It just won't be live. It'll be a little segment of our show where we open up the show with a bunch of questions. We'll have our topic, and then we'll end the show with all your questions like we always do. And I'll just have them written down and I'll answer your questions then. That's it. It won't be a live question. It'll be a question you asked the week before. Max Gaines, before we go, says, no gi all day. Gi is so lame. Thanks, Max Gaines. so,
Max, why are you gay? Why are you gay? Do you see that? I bet my guys were like asking each other, "Why are you gay?" And then they showed me. They're try to go to TikTok and type in "Why are you gay?" And there's this funny guy, and he's interviewing somebody, and he goes, "By the way, why are you gay?" And it's so funny. Anyway, it doesn't take much to make me laugh like that. So it doesn't have to be very sophisticated. Anyway, sorry, Max.
Sorry, no, oh boy, now it is. No, Pit Black Belts has to say, no gi is so gay. Okay, now they're about to argue about their sexual orientation and gi no gi. Hey, we just want to make a quick announcement before we go. We don't judge you for your lifestyle choices. If you want to do no gi, that's fine. Okay, so your gi orientation is welcome, whether it's gi or no gi, here with us on the Live Clean and Fight Dirty show. Hey, there's still slots available open at the pit.tv if you want to do online training with John Hackleman. Those are also done live, by the way. He actually meets up, he talks to you, gives you tips. So check it out. There's a lot of elements to that course. Right now, there's a special for under $25. Under what would it cost you for like 2 cups of coffee? $19.99.
97.
Oh, 1997.
And you can join, and you can come along for the ride on my belt program, my Hawaiian Kempo belt program. You can come along on the ride, you know what I mean? And you can take part in everything. You don't get belted. That's going to cost a little more, but some of you guys already have your belt. You just get the knowledge and the training and the family Ohana feel, and you become one of the members of the Pit Ohana.
And you can get a great workout. So please check it out at thepit.tv. Last comment. Sean Price says, I do both Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the gi, and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, no gi. Sean likes to swing both ways. See? You can do both. All right. We'll catch you all next time.